guys, and welcome back to my anxiety channel where we basically talk about all things anxiety. And yeah, this is our second video, and I'm planning to post 3 times a week. Today we're going to be talking about anxiety triggers and how best to manage them. Now, again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not here to diagnose anybody, but this is just my experience because I've been dealing with anxiety for many years, and I have dealt with all kinds of symptoms and all kinds of different areas and aspects of anxiety during this time, and I still deal with it. So I just kind of wanted you guys to join me on this journey where I can teach you guys and maybe teach myself some stuff as well. So yeah, let's get into it. Again, if you like this video, don't forget to smash the like button, hit subscribe, and so you'll get notified. And yeah, hit the notification bell for being updated on when I'm posting more videos. But I do plan on posting every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I may be a day late sometimes, but that's the plan I'm trying to stick with. So yeah. So to get into it, some of the anxiety triggers that I have experienced over the years. I may do a second follow-up video because not all of these triggers may be, not all of the triggers that I've experienced or friends of mine have experienced may be put in this video, but if I find out more or I forget some, I will do a second part too, kind of just to follow up with this video. So, some anxiety triggers that I have dealt with in the past include not sleeping enough, sleeping too much, waking up in the middle of REM sleep. Okay, so sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of REM sleep. This doesn't happen often, but it's happened a few times, especially in the last year for me. But if I wake up in the middle of REM sleep, sometimes my heart will beat like 200 beats per minute. So if you guys are kind of like that and you wake up in the middle of the night and then all of a sudden your heart's like feels like it's beating out your chest and it's beating like really fast, like 200 beats per minute, you think you're having a heart attack. It is very possible that you are having anxiety. Obviously, if you haven't been checked by a doctor and it is something new, then I do recommend getting yourself checked out just to rule out any possibility. Obviously, in the beginning, I have called 911 thinking I was having a heart attack, and it's always to be better safe than sorry. But if you already have been seen by a doctor and you know that this is a mental health thing and you're experiencing this new symptom, but you already like have a history of mental health or you've had fast heartbeat before, then odds are it's probably anxiety. And it is common for people with mental health and anxiety. Your heart can go up to, I think the one day my heart was like 240 beats per minute. Now, yes, this is very high, but it is possible. It also doesn't happen to me often, but it has happened a few times and it's freaked me right out. So yeah, so sleeping is very important. I find with people that have mental health issues or struggle with anxiety, it's really important to be kind of like in tune with your body. Like, I'm a very sensitive person, so if I don't eat right, sleep right, I definitely get really anxious, but it's more like my body telling me to like remind myself to like be more in tune and listen to my body kind of thing. So definitely the sleep thing. So if you guys have issues sleeping, that's a big one. Not eating on time. So sometimes if you think it's okay to miss a meal and then you start having anxiety because you're hungry, always make time to have that meal. Sometimes for me, talking about things that are related to trauma, I have a lot of trauma, but for me, I am 10 years sober off alcohol. Sorry, 9 years and a bit. Sorry. And so sometimes when people are talking about drugs and alcohol, that can trigger me. And then I'll start having panic attacks, or my heart might beat fast, or I'll have this like impending doom feeling where I feel like I'm gonna die. I might experience depersonalization, derealization. I am gonna do another video on that separately to kind of teach you guys the signs and symptoms of depersonalization. But if you've had those feelings, then you know what I'm talking about. Which can be really scary, and that can totally be brought on by like PTSD and things like that. This might be an odd one, but anytime I have to go to the bathroom, I get anxiety. So it's really weird, but some of you out there, maybe it's like something that you experience but you don't like to talk about. but I find anytime I have to go to the bathroom, I get anxiety and I feel weird, or anytime I have to burp, I get anxiety. This is not uncommon. It does happen. And I think it just comes down to some of us are just extra sensitive and just very in tune with ourselves. And then, I don't know, I think that's where the anxiety comes from for some people. So I'm going to go through the list of triggers, and then I'm going to go through lists of how I cope with them. I also got my wife to give me her triggers and things like that, so I can give you a bit of an outside perspective. If you guys have different triggers that I didn't include, please let me know in the comments, because I would love to go through them and include them in another video as well. Okay. So also, I've been dealing with a lot of heartburn issues. I'm fairly certain, I have not been diagnosed by a doctor, but I am fairly certain through process of elimination, I do have to get checked out, that I do have GERD, which is basically heartburn. It's not life-threatening. But if any of you guys have heartburn, sometimes that can exacerbate anxiety symptoms as well. And yeah, sometimes for me, I do get anxiety about exercising. I know that sounds maybe dumb, but I have tried working out a few times, and anything that gets my heart pumping gives me anxiety. So it makes a lot of things really difficult and challenging. And so that's for me. So that's things that I've experienced just in general. I do have probably a long list of more ones that I will include in a later video, part 2, but those are my main ones. So it's always important to eat right, sleep right. If you're somebody with anxiety, these are things that I feel like will help all of you guys. And I know it's like basically simple, but if you're somebody that has ADHD, I have ADHD, and you get distracted with life and you're not thinking about sleep, you're not thinking about what time you're going to bed, you're scrolling on your phone too late, or you're busy with life and you forget to miss a meal, always make time for the meal, always make sure you're eating right, sleeping right, and just avoiding certain things that are going to cause you those anxiety triggers that are easily avoidable, you know what I mean? So for my wife, a few of her triggers are a little different than mine. Sometimes waiting gives her anxiety. So the anticipation of having to wait a long time for things gives her anxiety. And because she's epileptic, she will get auras before, like for her seizures, and that causes her anxiety as well. And she does have a few triggers that I do as well, but because I already included them, I figured I would just skip those couple. But yeah, ways to cope. So ways that I deal with my anxiety that might be a little different from other people. I don't know. Maybe I think a lot of people do help. When I'm having anxiety, I usually go and I play video games. Honestly, I never used to be much of a gamer as an adult. And then when I had a really bad bout of like PTSD anxiety, it was really bad, I looked to video games, and I found that playing Fortnite, playing Roblox really helped me. Just focusing on something else, something that I could really focus my mind on that was going to take away from the anxiety. So yeah, so if you are into video games, or even if you're not into video games, maybe try it. Just like download an app or something that can distract you. That's a big one. Some new ones that I've learned is sometimes if I'm having like a really bad panic attack and I can't catch my breath, my wife will roll me up in a blanket like a burrito and squeeze it really tight. And the squeezing feeling, I know a lot of people with anxiety deal with, like they like hugs or the blanket thing. That really does help. And if you're kind of skeptical and you're like, I don't know if it's gonna work, I thought the same thing. I was like, I don't think it's gonna work for me because it's gonna make me feel claustrophobic. It actually does help. It resets the nervous system. A lot of the times I find taking a shower helps as well to recenter myself and feel like I'm kind of back in my own self, my own body again. So showers, squeezing yourself in a blanket like a burrito, or getting someone to hug you really tight. Those are two big ones. Playing video games, that really helps. There's the 5-4-3-2 method. That really helps. So if you find 5 things that you can see around you, 4 things you can touch, and then name 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. That is a really good grounding technique as well. I don't actually remember what it's called. I think it's the 5-4-3-2 method or something like that, or it's the 3-2-1 method. I don't know, but that's how you do it. You find 5 things that you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 that you can hear, 2 that you can smell, and 1 that you can taste. I've done that so many times it's like burned into my brain now. But yeah, so the 5, 4, 3, 2 method, taking a shower, squeezing yourself like you need to be hugged or rolled up in a burrito, playing video games. Those are things that really help me a lot. I know my wife, when she's having anxiety, she likes to listen to happy music. So maybe put some headphones on, listen to some really good, positive music. That can really help. And yeah, anything else that maybe would take your mind off it, like maybe if you like board games, play a board game. Sometimes that can help as well. And yeah, so those are just some things that I found really help me. Sometimes when I'm having like depersonalization, I don't feel like I'm in my own body kind of thing, and I feel really freaked out. My wife will ask me just random questions like, what did you eat for dinner 2 days ago? To get my mind thinking about something else. And the idea is to kind of like distract yourself from feeling the alarmed feeling. So if you have any close friends or family, just tell them, hey, next time I'm having anxiety, ask me what I ate for dinner 2 days ago, and then ask me another question about what we did after dinner, and try and ask. Sometimes when you ask the person with anxiety like questions that aren't too intimidating, but like that can kind of get them thinking, kind of like a puzzle in your head that you can answer, I find it really helps as well. So yeah, so those are just some anxiety triggers and things that have helped me. I know it wasn't like a super long list. I'm still getting used to the whole YouTube video schedule. We have a lot going on, so I do want to make sure that I'm posting, but I don't want to forget anything. And if I do forget anything, I will make sure that I compile it and put it into another video. It is 1:30 in the morning right now, so it's super late. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. I really appreciate it, and I really do want to do my absolute best to post 3 times a week on this channel. So hopefully we can grow this channel and maybe eventually monetize it someday, so we can give back to people struggling with mental health, and so that I can actually bring other people on this channel. I would love to travel and bring some of my friends onto this channel that have dealt with anxiety. I would love to really make it a whole. I would love to include like all of you guys in this channel. So I really want to grow this channel so that we can make a difference and help everybody and just fix anxiety, not fix anxiety, but like kick anxiety in the butt, so that if you are somebody that deals with anxiety every day, maybe you have it like once every couple months, you know what I mean? Anxiety, I feel like, is always going to be there. I've dealt with it my whole life. I've dealt with it for so many years. It never really goes away, but there are ways of making it so that if you are somebody like me that has had anxiety at times every day for a year for 12 hours a day, because that has been me, you know, maybe you have it like once every 6 months, you know, because I've been on both sides of the spectrum. You know, sometimes I have it once every 6 months or once a year, and then other times I have it every single day for a year and a half, and I'm panicking 12 hours a day. So it is possible, and I hope that these videos are going to help you guys, and maybe you guys will end up helping me. So yeah, I'm super excited for this journey, and yeah, thanks again for watching. I hope something in this video, maybe you picked it up and it helps you. And if it does, let me know, and I will try and remember that to include it in future videos as well, so that I keep kind of pushing that point. So yeah, thanks guys for watching, and if you like this video, please comment, please share, smash the like button, subscribe, and yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for my next video yet, but if you guys have any ideas or questions, pop them in the comments below, and I'll see ya on the next one. Bye guys.